Hello and welcome to Tech Week in View, where each week we give you the lowdown on the big stories of the week, chew them up, spit them out and tell you what we think. Stay tuned to find out more. Email. It's a bit of an addiction, isn't it? It's like you've got to get your fix instantly. So what happens when that all goes wrong? You don't get that fix. Well, a lot of people have found that out this week when Gmail stopped working for 2 hours, no less. Panic, throw up your arms in horror. Yes, okay, so if you're a personal user, you use Gmail for a bit of fun, then, well, you can just go watch a movie, make a cup of tea. It's not the end of the world. But if you're like many companies who now rely on Google Apps to, well, stay connected with the digital world, thinking The Guardian, Telegraph, Pocketlint, lots of other companies who've started to use Gmail, well, then the fact that you haven't got email for 2 hours, well, could be quite pricey. It could cause you lots of issues. Think about a shop, for example, who automatically sends you an email receipt when you buy something. Oh, 2 hours, have I bought something? I don't know. What about a site that requires you to verify information by the email that we'll send you? Terribly sorry, we aren't able to send you that for 2 hours. Certainly frustrating. The question is what do people do when it all goes wrong? Google said sorry, but what else should we expect from them? So Microsoft this week announced that they've signed Universal Pictures to their Xbox Live 360 service. Woo! I'm going to be able to watch 1,000 movies, thousands of movies in fact, from the comfort of my living room. Well, that's great as a premise, but actually when you look at the finer detail, it's not as exciting. Unfortunately, there's only going to be 30 movies available from Universal, and even then, the choice is a bit mishmash. Child's Play 3, Mamma Mia, Fast and the Furious. It's looking a bit dodgy. The fact is that you can still go down to your Blockbuster and just, well, choose from hundreds of movies that are there and are current and new, rather than being limited to a small amount. Who's to blame for all this? Well, unfortunately, it's not Microsoft. They're trying to do the best they can. It seems those pesky lawyers have got in the way. Digital rights management, licensing in territories, a minefield of paperwork means that the consumer at the end is just, well, not spoilt for choice. So this week Panasonic announced a new HD PVR personal video recorder with twin freestat recorders. Now, tuners, now that's all very well and good. Nothing new there. Humax has been doing that for a while, you say. The interesting thing though is that they've also added a Blu-ray disc recorder into the mix, allowing you to grab some of that content that you've stored on the unit's 500 gig hard drive and then just, well, take it anywhere you want, to do what you will with it. What's interesting though is not that it allows you to archive HD footage. I mean, you know, okay, that's great, but does that mean that the man with a van or that dodgy dude you find down the odd boot sale on a Sunday morning is going to start selling you pirated copies that are actually, well, pretty decent, HD in fact? I mean, it sort of opens up the question, doesn't it? The day of, well, thinking you're watching a movie or a TV program or a TV series through tracing paper is going to end. It's suddenly going to be good stuff, you know. It's going to go along the lines of what China find, which is like DVD9, which is the really good quality DVD rip-offs and copies. It's certainly going to be interesting, and well, it might just open up the pirated market once again. So it seems that parents are worried that games are getting too violent because according to YouGov, 75%, that's 3/4 of people they questioned, decided that the self-regulatory system at the moment, which is called PEGI, isn't good enough. They want independent control over the games and the classifications that they get. So whether it's going to be a 12, a 3+, a 15, an 18 or what have you. Now at the moment, it's all done, well, just by games companies saying, you know what, I think this is probably a 12. Very much unlike the film industry, which is all done through the BBFC, British Board of Film Certification. It's an interesting concept, and what's interesting about it is that people are starting to realise that games aren't just for kids anymore. They actually can contain adult themes. The shock horror. And I think it's brilliant because it means that the game industry is growing up. It means that people are actually believing that games have become mainstream now, and therefore are starting to worry about it. Now, we personally don't believe that games should be non-violent. I think it's great. It's not, no matter what the news reports say, and the people like the Daily Mail say, you know, we have violent movies, why can't we have violent games? But what's lovely, and this is a strange thing to say about violence and about ratings and stuff like that, is that parents are starting to realise that it's not just about Mario, and that games sometimes can mean getting your head blown off. that's it for this week. Hope you've enjoyed it. I'm Stuart Miles. This is Megawatt TV. Thanks for watching.